Per square mile, Wales has more castles than any other country in the world and nation. There were over 600 recorded castles inside of Wales, and today, like Harlech behind me, over 400 of them still stand in some form. Many, of course, are ruined, becoming victims of past conflicts or of the weather. But yeah, inside of this country, where roughly 3 million people live, there are more castles than anywhere else. It's estimated that during the medieval period, there was one castle for every 12 square miles here in Wales. Some of the grandest and greatest castles inside this country include Carnarvon, a place of my childhood, where I spent hours wandering around the different towers, crevices and parts of the incredible fortification. Behind me is Harlech Castle, another place I went as a kid, and I decided to film this here as it's a fantastic and formidable fortification and castle. But why does Wales have so many castles? One of the most obvious reasons is because of the fact that Wales experienced a huge amount of war and conquest throughout the centuries, and many castles sprouted up following the invasion of King Edward I's forces from England. Castles such as Colwyn Castle and Carnarvon sprouted up, as did Harlech, and these castles were hated by the Welsh. To them, they were a sign of the oppressive English. There were many uprisings that took place against the English, and the fighting was often fragmented in different regions, but it was not all focused in one effort and attack against the English. With this, different barons and landowners built castles to fortify their lands, but despite this being very costly, they would be used in skirmishes amongst the Welsh, who would fight amongst each other inside of different principalities. The geography of Wales also lends itself rather well to castle building. The mountains and valleys were good to defend, and different fortifications could be well supplied by river and sea. Many Norman castles that were built were established on the site of former Welsh fortresses or Roman and Iron Age forts. As mentioned, the most famous of the Welsh castles are those in the Ring of Stone, established by King Edward I following his conquering of the nation, and he wanted to keep the Welsh at bay. Some of the castles today are still lived in and have been for centuries, and many have been laid to waste in ruin. But they all contribute to the story of Wales and the landscape. One of the oldest castles in Wales, it's believed, is Colwyn Castle, one of the most magnificent medieval fortresses. It's actually a World Heritage Site and was built in just 4 years, between 1283 and 1287, and it also has a very well preserved set of medieval royal apartments where the king and English royal family would stay if they were in the region. It also offers incredible views from miles around. The largest castle in South Wales is Caerphilly Castle, and it's the second biggest in Britain after Windsor. It covers a huge 30 acres and has huge imposing towers, gatehouses and walls. The smallest castle, on the other hand, is Waverley Castle. It was a former family home, but suffered huge damage in the uprising of Owain Glyndwr in the 15th century. Lots of Wales's greatest castles are made in places of vulnerability close to the sea, like this one here, Harlech, and others were constructed in Welsh strongholds, places which were virulently opposed to the English during the medieval period, and the point of this was to impose the fact they were conquered onto the locals. In fact, in some areas of Wales today, there is more hostility to the English than in others. Many Welsh castles found themselves victims of the English Civil War and the aftermath of the conflict. Parliament's victorious forces sought to put many of these places from ever being used again in a military capacity. Many of these castles, like those in England, were slighted, subjected to being blown to kingdom come by large amounts of gunpowder. Many of these castles, such as Harlech, were even besieged and withstood attacks from cannons. My parents brought me to Wales when I was a young boy. We stayed at a holiday park not too far away, literally over there in the distance, and we had the best few days holiday. Every day we went to a castle, popping in to visit one, almost like you'd pop into the shops. The truth is, there's so many castles in Wales, and they're also so accessible. But yeah, for a fan of history, to be fortunate enough to be visiting a country with so many castles doesn't really get much better for me. And yeah, to come to somewhere where I went as a kid, unbelievable. I've not been back here in about 20 years. And I'm going right up there in a bit, into the castle.